Welcome back to our continuing coverage of the 2017 FCSAA State NJCAA District Volleyball Tournament from the Bradenton Area Convention Center. Today it's an elimination game between the Hillsborough Community College Lady Hawks and the Eagles of Polk State College. Good evening, everyone. Mike Rideout along with Scott Jamison, who will join me on the air. Our producer, Tyler Allen, we welcome you back for what amounts to not only be an elimination game, Scott, but also you win this, you qualify for the national tournament.
That's about as big as it gets for both of these teams. And you're talking, like you said, you're talking about a trip to the national tournament. That's why you come to this tournament to start with. That's really the first goal for these teams when they get here to Bradenton or wherever the tournament might be, is let's qualify for the national tournament. And then from there, you're trying to win a state championship. But getting to go out to nationals, I had a chance to go out there last year. It's an unbelievable experience. You're only here for 2 years as a player, so to have this opportunity, you don't get into a game like this all the time in your career. You don't know where you're going to go from here, so this is a big match. And these are two really good teams, two really, really well-coached teams. I know Coach Gary Larkin in his 15th year, Coach Armand Devalle. He's been there, done that, went to nationals last year, finished third in the nation. So both of these coaches know how to win. They know how to coach. They know how to do this in big spots. So I expect that this is going to be a really good match. Both teams are playing well. Hillsborough looked good today against Santa Fe. Polk was unbelievable against Central Florida. So I would expect this thing to be a very, very good and very competitive match.
While we had a matchup of nationally ranked teams in the winners bracket between Miami-Dade and St. Pete College, this is a matchup of teams receiving votes in the NJCAA Division I national rankings. Polk State College coming in with a record of 15-7. They finished 6-2 in the Mid-Florida Conference. They were conference runners-up, while Hillsborough Community College, the Lady Hawks, 23-10 on the year, finishing 4-2. They were runners-up in the Suncoast Conference. So we are ready for volleyball. Glad to have you aboard wherever you may be. Polk State College will be serving to begin, as it's Deanna Carranza with the serve, and quickly a point to begin for the Eagles of Polk State College. Just underway from the the Bradenton Area Convention Center.
Well, it's pretty close. Hillsborough's close
yes,
to
not
Bradenton.
Far away.
Yeah, in your defense there. I'd like to see. I'm excited to see how these teams play at the net. I think that could be the deciding factor. Both teams serve very well. Polk served the ball unbelievably against Central Florida earlier. They were hitting their spots. They were scoring points off the serve. It got to a point where Central Florida couldn't even get any offense going. No traction off of the serves. They were serving so well. So we'll see how how Hillsborough handles that. Well, there's a service error, something they didn't have earlier today.
Yeah, an attack error followed by a service error. So it's 2-1 here in this first set. Back to serve for Hillsborough Community College. Petra Manderson, sophomore from New Zealand, over 300 kills on the year. And they set up for Fitzy, but she has it blocked. And that'll be a point to Hillsborough Community College.
Well, Hillsborough's strength is going to be on that front line with Kira Shepard and Elena Chuli, Petra Manderson. Same thing with Polk State, their front line, very strong. You got the Nemkova twins, as well as Borsetti is a player. Borsetti, Chiara Borsetti, number 14, is a player I'd really like to keep an eye on. She had an outstanding match earlier.
Well, speaking of strong, how about Kira Shepard with the kill? Sophomore from Ontario, Canada. And our score, 3-2. Polk State College on the attack. The dig by Manderson. Eagles set it up. Garcia down the line with her first kill.
That's a tough play to stop because her body's facing more towards the right, so she's got her shoulders squared up like she's going to try to hit one to that back right corner, and instead she hits it off the side of her hand down the left-hand side right there, and you get the defense to shift, take one step away. She sees the opening. She sees the floor. Great volleyball IQ right there for number 7 for Polk State, Katia Garcia.
She's a sophomore from Chihuahua, Mexico. Aurora Alderman in to serve with the score tied at 3-3 here in the opening set. Shepard just wide, and a point to Polk State College.
Well, Hillsborough needs to keep going back to her. Shepard, a tough player, and they need to get her some swings.
So it's 4-3. Polk State College takes the lead by 1. Alderman with another serve. Shepard again. Nice dig to keep it alive there by Carranza. Now the Lady Hawks on the attack, and that one wide. And it's a 2-point lead, 5-3 for Polk State College.
And I've talked about it during the broadcast that I've done here, and I'm sure you have as well, Mike. But, you know, those are the types of plays that Carranza just made that don't necessarily blast off at you in the stat sheet. But in order to score that point, you've got to make that dig. And Shepard hit that thing really hard. She was in great position, made a great pass. So not only do you have to get the dig, you've got to get a good pass off of it, too, to give yourself an opportunity to score.
Eagles set it up for Garcia, second-team All-American last year. This time for the right side by Fitzy. Lady Hawks able to keep it alive, and how about that dig play there as Carranza got down to keep the play alive. Here's Shepard again, and once again a dig, but this one will go out, and the point to Hillsborough Community College, so that's a kill for Kyra Shepard.
And they went back to Shepard again, and when she's on that front line, they're going to continue to do that, and they're going Carranza. Tell you what, every one she's gotten her hands on, every single one of them. That one she wasn't able to keep in, but as an attacker, as an outside hitter, it starts to wear on you a little bit, I would think. If every time you hit one, you're thinking you hit it really well, and then somebody's getting their hands on it and dinging it out. But Shepard's the type of player that she's just going to keep going. She's going to keep swinging, and she's a very savvy player for Coach Gary Larkin, who knows how to get it done and knows how to score.
Dig there by Alderman to keep it alive for the Eagles. And a point to Hillsborough Community College.
Yeah, net violation was called there on number 4. That was Annalise Fitzy, so she just got a little bit too close to the net. I believe she hit it with her left shoulder on that one. So a net violation results in the point.
And we're tied at 5 apiece. Opening set here, this elimination game, and a kill from the right side. That was Annalise Fitzy.
That was a nice little slide play right there. You sort of get the team thinking one thing. Your outside hitter slides around the backside of the setter. The setter then has 2 options, really. She can still set it out in front because she's got a hitter over here in front of her, but then she's also got the player sliding behind her, which was Fitzy. And a play like that really freezes the defense. So they're not able to get those blockers in the position that they'd like to, which is what created all that space on the floor.
That will be a service ace for Katia Garcia.
Well, Katia Garcia gave fits to Central Florida earlier. Her serve is very dynamic. She's very aggressive with it, and she was on earlier. If she's on again, they could rattle off some points.
Yeah, there's another one. You know, I was impressed not only with Garcia's serve, but Matos, too, has a really good serve for Miami-Dade.
Yeah, Maciel Matos is the total package. I mean, you ask what she can't do, and there's not really any list. She can pretty much do everything. Katia Garcia is right there as far as just the serve, defensive ability, offensive ability, just does a little bit of everything. And you have a player like that, it makes life a lot easier as a head coach.
Garcia keeps it alive for the Eagles. And that one short of the mark, so another point to Polk State College. The Eagles have opened up a 4-point lead.
The Eagles looking good, and this is where they're going to score. This is what they did against Central Florida. As soon as Garcia got behind that service line, they started stretching their lead. And this is what they're doing right now, and they know that they a lot of times are going to get opportunities to score because it's going to come back on a free ball because her serve is so good it takes them out of system. That time, Hillsborough did a great job and got it to Shepard, who goes off the hands, and they will turn over the serve right there. And that was important. Get Garcia back from behind. You don't want her back there serving for an extended period of time because it is not going to be a good thing.
I think that's one of the biggest equalizers, too, having Shepard on the floor for Hillsborough Community College. Laura Rojas with that last serve. Rojas with a dig. Lady Hawks on the attack. 9-6 here in the opening set. Garcia. Nice dig by Garcia to keep it alive. And the kill. Boy, nice save by Rojas. They set it up. Left side. Saved in the corner.
Great rally going here for both teams. And illegal contact, I believe, was the call right there. We saw the up official put his 2 fingers up, so an illegal contact, but a good rally. And Bassetti hasn't even gotten going yet. You saw her take a big swing right there. She puts some juice on the ball when she hits it. So I'm interested to see when they start getting her involved, when she goes through the rotation and offensively they start feeding her the ball, how Hillsborough reacts.
That ball kept alive by Cardamil. Garcia sets it up now, left side.
There's Bassetti right there, right on cue with
Chiara
the kill.
Bassetti, a freshman from Italy, opening up a 5-point lead for Polk State College. 11-6 there in the opening set. We'll return to Bradenton right after this. Mike Rideout, Scott Jamison, our producer, Tyler Allen, back here in Bradenton. Winner will move on to Sunday. The loser will be eliminated. Also the winner advancing to the national tournament. That one long, an attack error. Hillsborough's Elena Chuli. And it makes it 12-6, Polk State College.
Hillsborough wanted a touch on that. You'll see the teams do that quite often. They'll rub their fingers together, meaning they thought that the other team touched it, but the officials are usually on top of that one. That's something fairly easy to see. Through the block. Powerful shot. That was Q Salmon.
Julie will go back and serve for Hillsborough Community College. Down 5 here in the opening set, 12-7.
Well, they don't want it to get any further than this, and that's probably the last thing they wanted to have happen right there. Polk State's a team that's not going to give up a lot of points in a row, and I talked about this earlier when you're playing them. Because of players like Kati Garcia and their ability to serve and their ability to play defense, it's tough to go on 5, 6, 7-point runs on Polk. So you can't afford to get too far behind.
Manuela Vargas with that serve. And a whistle and a illegal hit.
Yeah, they've got to contact that volleyball at the same time with both hands, and a lot of times you can tell by the spin. The spin doesn't always indicate that it was illegal contact. Just because it has a little bit of a side spin doesn't mean that they contacted it at 2 separate times, but it's usually a fairly good indicator. That one had a lot of spin to it, so that was a pretty easy call for the up official to make.
These two teams met in the state championship in 2015. Hillsborough Community College won state. Polk State College the runners-up. 14-7, Polk State College out in front. And just a little dump over that will drop in for Vero Nemkova. She's got a fraternal twin on the team, Dominika Nemkova, both from Slovakia. Eagles expand the lead. It's 15-7. Vargas, the sophomore. Lady Hawks blocked at the net. Another opportunity, and that will find just in front of the back line a kill for Q Salmon.
And Carranza, you see her sort of dive out of the way on that, and it's not because she was trying to not get hit by the ball. I think it's because she realized she didn't have a play on it, and she was sort of just hoping it would land out. So it was basically, I'm not going to get hit by it and cost a point if this thing's going out of bounds. So, just one of those heads-up plays that sometimes it works for you and sometimes it doesn't.
Well, Bossetti will go back and serve as Polk State College gets another point. It was Bossetti who kept that play alive. And they expand the lead. It's now 16-8.
I've been very impressed by Bossetti. She's 5'8", and she walks into the gym and you wouldn't immediately think, oh, she's a dynamic outside hitter, and
right.
That's exactly what she is. 5'8", she can jump. She has great instincts. She can hit it from anywhere on the floor, and she's been very impressive. I'd be surprised if she wasn't on the all-tournament team.
Not able to make the save that time. 16-9, Hillsborough Community College. They'll substitute Shepard back in. Laura Rojas will check out.
Well, if
also
you're a Hawks,
checking out is Yali Lee.
Sorry about that, Mike. If you're a Hawks fan, you got to be excited to see Shepard back on the floor.
Yes, indeed. And Lucia Cardamil will check in and serve. Sophomore from Spain. Her team down 7. Eagles. Wide on that attempt. Long.
Yeah, that one just didn't get on top of it, sort of airmailed that one. Not a real confident swing on that play there for Polk. Haven't seen a lot of that, especially here in this first set.
Hillsborough Community College also won the state title in 2013. They were runners-up in 2012 and had a string of runner-up appearances, 2007 to 2009. Another point for the Lady Hawks. Coached by Gary Larkin in his 15th season. Armand DeValle, the head coach for the Polk State College Eagles.
I don't know if you could see that serve, Mike, how it was coming in, just shaking side to side, that knuckle. And there's another one. And Garcia thought that it was going to go, it was over her shoulders, so she's probably coached if it's over your shoulders when you're positioned there. And now Coach DeValle is having them back up. You're supposed to let it go, but she hits that knuckler and it just dies.
There's Cardamil again. Eagles set it up.
Well, an opportunity now here for Hillsborough.
Shepard. The dig by Carranza. And that'll be a kill for Nimkova. Vero, as she's nicknamed. Substitution as Annalise Fitzy will check back in for Polk State College, which leads by 5, 17-12. Shepard. That'll be a point for Hillsborough Community College yet again. Another kill for Shepard.
And that time she was able to go off the hands and it sort of skirted down the net. Couldn't tell which side it was going to end up on, and good fortune for the Hawks that it landed over on the Eagles side and they picked up a much needed point.
That one into the net, a service error. I think sometimes that's been the challenge for me, Scott. We are not courtside, so we are not aligned perfectly with the net. We're looking at it the same as our audience. Sometimes it is hard to tell, unless it goes directly into the net, just what side it falls on.
Yeah, it really is tough to tell from here. You almost have to look at the officials and see which side they signal, whether they hit it through the block or it was blocked straight down. It's
a kill right in the middle. Elena Chuli found a spot for the kill, and it's 18-14.
Now we could see that one, that's for sure. No question about that one. Chuli, there was nobody in her way, and Coach DeValle is going to call a timeout. He's not liking the way this is going. Hillsborough within 4.
Polk State College, 18-14 lead. Polk State College trying to get into the state championship, but first they will face the winner of this will face St. Pete College, which lost to Miami-Dade. Miami-Dade in the driver's seat, undefeated coming into the tournament, undefeated here in the tournament, number 1 team in the country, playing tomorrow afternoon at 2 o'clock for the state title. You know, it's almost fitting that 3 teams qualify for the national tournament from this tournament, because 2 teams that are playing tomorrow and have clinched a spot in the national tournament, and the winner of this one, you know, are nationally ranked. The 2 teams here are receiving votes, but still nonetheless receiving votes in the national rankings.
Yeah, I think probably the 4 best teams have made it to the 4. Arguably, there's a couple teams that may have a disagreement with that, I think. But let's put it this way. The teams that have played the best obviously are going to be in this position, and they've played very well. Hillsborough has played well when they've needed to. Polk has looked really good, and now they've got Garcia serving, and that's a break for the Hawks right there. Turn her over from the serve. Now, she did have more service errors than aces during the regular season, but during this tournament, her serve has been really on. So a mistake there from Garcia opens the door for the Hawks.
Sophomore Laura Rojas back to serve. Garcia with a dig. Hawks now playing it. Garcia got a hand on it. And they're able to get it across. Polk State College up 4, 19-15 in the first set. Bassetti. And it went that into the net.
Yeah, Chuli took her eye off that one a little bit and just didn't make the contact that she wanted to.
Annalise Fitzy, the sophomore from New Zealand, back to serve. She's a St. Leo Verbal. Kept alive by the Lady Hawks. Blocked, but that'll be a kill in the middle. Petra Manderson.
Manderson's good from behind that 10-foot line. She had some really nice plays from behind there yesterday, and that's a tough spot. And when you have a 6-rotation player like Manderson and have the ability to score from back when they're in the back row is really something that can be a benefit, and teams that are really good typically are going to have that option.
That's a double hit. Five-point advantage for Polk State College here in the first set. Vargas back to serve. Lady Hawks able to save that one. Garcia now as they set it up. A little tap over by Nemkova. In the middle. Saved by Carranza. Rojas with that dig. And a kill for Yali Lee.
You know what I like watching is the 2 coaches. They're so much different in their demeanors and the way they coach, but it works for both of them. They both win. They're both really successful. Coach Gary Larkin just sort of very calm, cool, collected, sits on the bench. Coach Armand Devalle is on the edge of his seat. He's standing up. It's just a different personality, but like I said, it works for both of them, and they know how to get the best out of their players. And it's fun to watch. Coach Devalle, really just a great personality, and his players love him. And same thing on the other side, just the calm, different demeanor from Coach Larkin. His players love him as well. He's been doing it for 15 years, 3 state championships.
Bossetti back to serve after the service error. 22-18, a 4-point lead for the Eagles, looking to take this first set. And boy, were they impressive earlier today against the College of Central Florida. That'll be a service ace for Baselli. You know, I wasn't surprised that Polk State won that, but I was surprised they swept them.
Yeah, and they swept a good team.
Yeah.
No one should be it's not like they walked over a team that didn't deserve to be here or something. Coming into the tournament, Central Florida was ranked number 2 in the state.
And number 15 in the country.
And 15 in the country. And they were expected to be one of the teams here fighting for those spots.
Right.
And Polk State played really well against them earlier, and I think that showed that they're firing on all cylinders right now.
Petra Manderson with that last block and kill. The Lady Hawks within 4, 23-19. We see a Cardamil back to serve. Opening set here in this elimination game. The winner advances to the national tournament, keeps their hopes alive for a state tournament. At another point, it'll be set point coming up for the Eagles. Deanna Carranza with a chance to win it for Polk State College. Here in the opening set. A whistle, and that'll be a double hit. So Polk State College wins the opening set 25-19. Now just 2 wins away from a spot in the national tournament and also keeping their hopes alive for a state tournament championship. Back with more volleyball in a moment. Mike Rideout, Scott Jamieson, our producer Tyler Allen back here in Bradenton as we get ready for the second set. 25-19, Polk State College with the early lead.
Yeah, Polk's played very well today. They're now 4-0 on sets 1. Beat Central Florida 3-0 earlier today in very impressive fashion and looked really good again against a very, very tough, well-coached Hillsborough team in that first set. And, you know, they built that lead earlier behind the strong service of Katia Garcia and then just held on to that 4 or 5 point lead pretty much the rest of the way. And as we sort of mentioned, it's tough to run off a bunch of points against them. So that's where they want to be. Polk wants to get out to that 4 or 5 point lead, and then they're content trading points with you for the rest of the way. They're going to be fine with that. And Hillsborough's got to find a way, I think, to get out and jump out early on Polk State, make them play from behind. I've said that for a couple of the matches in this tournament, but it's important to make the team have to think about something different, make them be on their heels.
We begin a service error by Lucia Cardamil to give Polk State an early 1-0 lead.
A little bit too much adrenaline, I think, there from Cardamil trying to make something happen. A little bit too much, and just sends that one too deep.
Diving attempt.
Service ace.
Yes, so from a service error to a service ace for Carranza.
That's sort of been the story of Polk State's tournament. Their serving has just been absolutely on fire. And, you know, besides the Miami-Dade game, which everybody has trouble with Miami-Dade, they've played and served pretty flawlessly.
A whistle and a double hit. Legal contact and a 3-0 lead already here in the second set for Polk State College after taking the first set 25-19. This is actually the second meeting between the teams this year. The Eagles won in 5 at Hillsborough Community College back on August the 29th. In that one, Fitzy with 12 kills. Bossetti had 9 kills and 12 digs. And Wu had 8 kills. As Polk State College was able to win it early this year.
Yeah, these are two perennial powerhouse type teams, and when they meet, it's usually a pretty good match, and you know that you're in for something. Right now, Polk is just everything seems to be gelling for them. Coach Gary Larkin, his 15 years of experience, is going to have to come up with something. He's going to have to come up with a way to stop Polk from doing what they're doing. That's easier said than done when they're serving as well as they are, because you can't necessarily do anything to stop them from just putting the ball exactly where they want it, other than maybe shifting around a little bit and giving them some different looks, which I think is what he's doing right here. And we'll see what kind of success they can have and if they're able to make the adjustments.
Shepard in the middle, gets it over. Eagles with Bossetti blocked at the net. Actually, just missed there. It's going to be a point for Polk State College.
I couldn't tell if that actually hit, and there was no argument at all from the Hawks players. I couldn't tell if that actually hit the blockers or if it just hit the net and bounced off. But I think the velocity with which it came off isn't going to hit the net and come off with that, so it had to have hit one of the Hawks' arms. And they didn't argue at all either.
Blocked out of bounds. That's a kill for Nimkova, Veronica Nimkova. And it's 5-0. Polk State College.
Well, not to keep reiterating, but this is just not what Hillsborough wanted to have happen. Polk's not a team that you want to get behind to.
Shepard has a block, but Eagles do a good job of keeping it alive. Set it up far side, but a double hit. Once again, illegal contact has kind of hurt Hillsborough a few times. Shepard will check out.
Well, sometimes when you get a setter that has multiple illegal contacts or they start to become a pattern of them in a match, it's usually a mental block for them, and they're thinking about it too much. You know, Mike, you know how much athletics is just reactionary, and you can't think. Sometimes when you think is the worst thing you can do, and especially for a setter, it just has to be natural. You can't think about it, can't have you can't, like a cornerback. You get burned, you got to forget about it. So you have a double hit, you got to forget about it, come right back. And right now I think there's maybe just a little bit of a mental block for the Hillsborough setter, and hopefully for the Hawks' sake, she can get that figured out, and they're happy to be on the board. I know that.
In that 5-set loss to Polk State College back in late August, leading the way for Hillsborough Community College was Shepard, as Kyra had 18 kills that day. Also, it was a big day for Benke, who had 12 kills and 20 digs.
Wow, that's a nice game.
6-1. Lady Hawks are on the board here in set number 2. They trail 1-0. Falling in the first one, 25-19. Blocked at the net and a kill for Darian Proper.
That's a big-time block for Proper, and a little bit of fire coming down there in the Hawks. They're jumping up and down and fired up, and it's still early. There's a lot of time left and a lot of points to be had here in this second set.
Eagles trying to reclaim that momentum after jumping out to an early 6-0 lead. That one will hit the floor before the dive. 6-3.
Oh, when you fall behind 6-0, the best way to counter that is to come back with a run of your own, and Hawks have done that so far. 3 points in a row now, looking for 4 with Manderson serving.
Sophomore gets it across. Set up for the kill, and that did find a spot in front of the end line. A kill for Veronica Nemkova. Vero will check out, and checking in to go in and serve will be Aurora Alderman.
Well, that's a good one to go out on for Nemkova. She gets the kill, so go take a little bit of a breather. She does not serve. Alderman comes in to serve for her in the rotation and also play defense back there on the back row.
7-3, Polk State College. Lady Hawks set it up, but an attack error by Proper. She just kind of misjudged the net there.
And it looked like they had some space. The back set was probably the right call on that one. There was some room down the line, just the timing a little bit off.
8-3, Polk State College here in the second set. Polk State College, Mid-Florida Conference, runners-up. Hillsborough able to save it with Manderson.
But that's where you'll see the serve is such a big deal. Because, yes, it wasn't an ace, but because of how good that serve was, she did not receive it very well. It bounced off of her arms, over out of bounds. They had to scramble just to get the ball over the net, which then turns the advantage over to Polk. So that's where a serve, you may not have an ace, you may not get all that, but if you can get something to where you make them uncomfortable receiving it and they can't get it to their setter, you're giving yourself the advantage right away, and that's why the service has been so strong for Polk.
Alderman with the service ace. That followed the kill by Fitzy, and it's 10-3, Polk State College. Trying to go up 2-0. But the answer by Benke. Caroline Benke, the freshman from Brazil.
Great pass, great set, great kill, and there's why that pass is so important. You get a good pass right there. Now you have a good set. Your timing's on. You're able to beat Polk State to the punch. They can't get their blockers in the way. You have a clear window, and you get the kill. So obviously easier said than done, but I think if Hillsborough can clean up a little bit of that, and there's another play back there, Manderson from the 10-foot line with a kill.
Manderson makes it 10-5. Lady Hawks serving, down 5 here in the second set. Nelly Diaz-Verdejo. Just a little tap over. Lady Hawks setting it up. And that'll be an attack error by Benke. A point for Polk State College, which leads 11-5.
She was trying to roll one, sort of cut it down the line, and just got the angle off a little bit. And now the bad news for the Hawks is who's serving back there,
Although
Katia
she
Garcia.
had a service error last time she served. You noted earlier she has more service errors than service aces, but boy, her serve is really good.
Yeah, that has not been the case in the tournament, but you're right. In the regular season, she had 27 service errors and 20 service aces, so she is prone to there it is again.
Yeah.
So she is prone to those, and it could be a mental thing as well for somebody who serves so well. Now she's thinking about it too much, but I can guarantee you one thing, she's going to come out just as aggressive the next time she gets back there. There's no question about it. She's trying to score when she serves, and that's a different mentality than some players have.
11-6. And the Eagles on the attack, right side by Bassetti. The freshman from Italy makes it 12-6.
Well, Bassetti was the player I was wondering if they get her going, and if they do, they're going to be really, really hard to stop. She had a great match earlier against the College of Central Florida.
9 kills, 12 digs earlier this year in that 5-set win against the Lady Hawks.
There was a joust at the net, won by Polk, and a net violation on Binky, I believe, number 7 down there.
So another timeout on the floor here in the second set. Polk State College up 1, leading at 13-6 in the second. (13-6) here in the second set. Polk State College up 7 with Annalise Fitzy back to serve. Verbally committed to St. Leo University. The dig by Diaz Verdejo.
Wow.
Nice save by the Eagles. They keep it alive. Little tap over. The dig. And that'll be a point to Hillsborough Community College.
Well, she was trying to hit it off their hands and out of bounds and just slapped it a little bit too wide of them, and Hillsborough will pick up a point and Binky will serve.
A setup. Coming over for the kill. It's very close to being a block, but she actually got up there and got the kill. That was Deanna Carranza.
It was actually Manderson.
Or excuse me, Manderson.
Yeah,
My
Manderson
apologies.
made a really nice play, though. She sort of hung in the air, and I think they may end up actually giving her a block for that because Polk State made contact with it first. So I don't know. They may just give her a block. Either way, she got the point.
She hung
and that's
up in
really
the air for a while.
That's what matters, right? Is she got the point. I don't think she cares if they give her a stat or not,
Right.
except for the point up on the scoreboard.
Barrel does get the kill there. And it's 14-8 Polk State College.
Well, that's been the issue is beyond that three-point run early in this set when they were down 6-0, Hillsborough has not been able to mount any sort of rallies and really get the ball rolling on, 5-6 points in a row. And when you're down by 5 or 6, at some point you have to have that, or at least get 2 or 3 and then get a stop and get 2 or 3. And they just have not been able to manage either one of those so far. They absolutely have the ability to. So we'll see if they make the adjustments and can start to score some points in bunches.
They're within 5. Darian Proper will check back in. Q Salmon back to serve. Second set. Polk State College won the first one, 25-19. Eagles up 5 in the second. Dig there by Rojas.
Free ball now for Polk State.
Bassetti, yes, finds the back line for another kill.
Oh, that free ball, that's going to hurt. You got to, and it's tough. You're not going to get an attack every single time, but when you're behind and you're just feeding free balls over to a team like Polk State when they've got Bassetti up there on the front line, it's going to make it really tough sledding.
Deflected, save that time. Great dig.
Both teams showing their defensive chops right now.
Lady Hawks setting it up, but an attack error by Manderson.
Yeah, right off that antenna, and if you hit the antenna, go over top of it or go on the wrong side of it, that antenna is out.
16-9, Polk State College by 7.
Such a nice serve. The way they get that downward action on it, and really at that point, you've got Nelly Diaz is just trying to keep it alive, and so already right there, when that's your mindset of just keeping the ball alive, you're not able to get it to your setter and get a play going to where you're going to get any sort of legitimate attack.
That's the third, now the fourth service ace in this set. Bassetti with another service ace, 2 in a row for her.
So they continue serving like this, they are going to give St. Pete, if this holds up, obviously, we're a long ways from being done, so I'm not getting ahead of myself, I don't think. But if they were to win and they keep serving like this, they're going to give St. Pete and then possibly Miami-Dade some fits. What a dig.
Yeah, Nelly Diaz for Verdejo. Manderson finds a spot in the corner. Petra, sophomore from New Zealand, over 300 kills on the year.
Well, she's a heck of a player, and she's been doing it all season and shows right there. Great court vision, finding the opening. There's not many openings with Polk State, either one of these defenses, but these players are able to find it. Also, just want to remind everybody to go check out the FCSAA Facebook page. Tom Haggerty, I see him down there right now taking photos. He takes a lot of great photos, and you can go see all of those. You can save them, tag yourself in them, or tag your brother. Jeez Louise, I'm losing it. Tag your sister or your cousin if they're in there playing. So some really good shots, and thank you to Tom Haggerty for being here and photographing this tournament.
That one just a little bit long for Manderson, so it's a double-digit lead for Polk State College as the Eagles look to go up 2. Winner qualifies for the national tournament to be held in Hutchinson, Kansas, November the 16th through the 18th. And it's Manderson again. Manderson will go back to serve. Her team down 9.
Now, Hillsborough's got to start putting some positive plays together and start looking towards that third set, maybe get some momentum. That's not the exact way to do it right there, but I think if they can maybe compile a few positive plays, get a little bit of momentum going. Volleyball is a big momentum sport. So if they can do that and go into the third set, even if you lose this one, which it's looking like is probably going to be the case, even if that happens, you go into that third set with a little bit of confidence, and they've got to build some confidence somehow. They've got to believe they can do this. They can, but they've got to believe it. There's a big difference in the two.
Double hit. 22-11.
And right now it's just in their head, and I don't know that the confidence is there that they're going to need. They've got to find some way to dig that out. And
I really think it begins with number 15. I think she
definitely
does a good job of, getting the momentum going with the way she gets up. And she just missed there wide. But when she gets going, she's tough to stop.
Yeah, and that was barely missed. I actually thought it was in. Tyler and I are standing right down the line. What'd you think, Tyler? You thought it was out? Well, okay.
23-11.
Making me look bad. I thought she got that in. But I'm not the ref, and I'm not Tyler.
Well,
so
credit Garcia with a block there. Katia makes it 24-11.
Well, Garcia does a little bit of everything.
Set point for Polk State College, looking to go up 2. That'll be a point to Hillsborough. They stay alive.
Well, that serve reception that didn't go exactly how you want it to. You don't want your serve reception to go back over to the other side, but it works out in that case. And the Hawks catch a break. They haven't caught many, and they needed to catch a break. And I think, again, for their confidence, maybe if they can get a few things to go their way.
And the kill to finish as Annalise Fitzy finishes them off 25-12 here in the second set. 25-19 in the first set, 25-12 in the second set. When we come back, we'll see if Polk State College can put them away with a sweep and advance to Sunday here in the FCSAA State Tournament. Third set coming up with Polk State College out in front 2-0. St. Pete College awaits the winner tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Miami-Dade will await the winner of that one at 2 p.m. for the state championship.
Well, it's been all Polk so far, Mike, but Hillsborough is not going to give in. They know what's at stake in this match. The winner's going to go to the national tournament. They want to go. This class, these sophomores have not been for Hillsborough. You're only there for 2 years, so you only sometimes get one opportunity, maybe two. So they know it takes 3 sets to win. There's 3 sets left. They can still win this. And they're going to go out there with that mindset and try to pull off something that right now, if you're watching the match, you're saying, wow, you know what, Polk is just unstoppable. Well, we'll see. Hillsborough has been there, done this before. They're a great program with a great coach, so we'll see. This should be, I expect this set to be a little bit closer. I think Hillsborough is going to make some adjustments and keep this thing a little bit closer.
Deanna Carranza to get us started.
The issue will be is if Hillsborough can neutralize the serve of Polk State, because right now
that'll be a kill for Garcia.
On that ball, there's a certain point over there. I believe if it goes past the official, it is considered out, because he blew his whistle as soon as it went over there. They still made the play.
But a kill answered by Petram Anderson. Well, they still seem to be engaged. Tying it up at 1 apiece. Manderson will go back to serve.
Well, that's the beauty of volleyball compared to, say, well, any other sport as far as it goes with the sports that we cover here in the FCSAA, is if you have a bad game, you can put it behind you. Forget about it. You can lose the first 2 and still win the match. In basketball, if you're down by 40 at halftime, guess what?
Right. You're
not going to win the game. In volleyball, if you get beat 25-11 in the first set, you can come back and win the next set, and you've tied it up.
Yeah.
So that's the nice thing about this sport, and I think that's why you always see the positivity from the players is, listen, we just put it behind us. Forget about it. We got beat. It's okay. Or in baseball, if you're down 8 runs after the first 4, you've got some tough sledding to go. Volleyball is one of those sports that creates the opportunity for some really special comebacks. When you look down and out, you've still got a shot.
Alderman to serve. Polk State up 3-1. Looking for the 3-game sweep. They set it up for Garcia. Nice dig, though, by Diaz-Verdejo. And how about that? Perfectly placed inside the boundary.
Yeah, really nice shot. Really finesse. Sort of
Binky.
rolled that one. Nice shot by Binky.
And a kill down the line for Fitzy.
I think regardless of who wins this match, whether it's Hillsborough or whether it's Polk, the FCSAA is going to have 3 tremendous representatives at the national tournament, and I think we'll have as good a shot of any region and probably a better shot than any region out there to bring home a national championship and have some high finishes. Last year at the NJCAA, there's a block for Polk. At the NJCAA tournament, Miami-Dade won the national championship. Polk State finished 3rd and Santa Fe College finished 4th. So you send 3 teams out there, and they all finish in the top 4. I think this is shaping up to send 3 teams that have the ability to do something very similar.
Well, again, 2 of them ranked top 11 in the country. The other, honorable mention, receiving votes. 5-2, Polk State make it 5-3. The answer by Benke. That's her second kill here in the 3rd set.
Yeah, Binky's come to play in this 3rd set. Maybe she's going to be the one that's going to try to carry the Hawks and get them headed in the right direction. She's made 2 really nice plays so far.
Jolie with a serve. Garcia, as they set it up. Bassetti, just a little toss over. Blocked.
There's that slide play again, and they're going to get a net violation on Hillsborough. But they were in that slide again. They were going to get the point anyways, but they'll get it via net violation in this case.
Alexa Barrel will check in. Annalise Fitzy goes back to serve. Polk State College up 3 in the 3rd set, leading 2-0. Blocked. Well, take your pick. I think it was Vargas who actually got the hand on it there.
Yeah, they'll each get a half block in the stat sheet. I believe it was Vargas's left hand that sent that one back across.
I don't know if you see it in volleyball like you see in basketball. You know, if somebody commits a foul in basketball, they'll raise their hand. I'd like to see in volleyball, you know, who got that block. It was a hand.
Let us know.
Yes.
Well, that's why when they officially stat it, they just give them each a half block so they don't have to worry about who actually blocked it. The only way you get a solo block is if you go up by yourself and get the block. So it just makes the statting, but it would be nice if whoever had the net violation, throw your hand up and let us know you touched the net. That way we have an idea. Although the officials are signaling it to us like they do in a basketball game.
Another kill for Caroline Benke. That's 3 here in this 3rd set. 8-4, Polk State College. They set it up for Bassetti, and she gets another kill.
Great play by Bassetti. Good pass, good set. It's going to result in some good things when you put all three of those together. And that's obviously what they're going for every single time. It's easier said than done, but that's why a good serve is so important, because you can disrupt that flow of pass, set, attack. And that's why Polk prides themselves so much on their ability to serve. And Coach Armand Devalle knows those little things are what can help separate two teams that are really close and about the same talent level like these two teams are. Well, if you can serve really well and disrupt the offense and the game plan of the other team, you can have a lot of success.
That's deflected, so another kill for Bassetti. And she extends the lead. It's now 10-4, Polk State College. Timeout on the floor. Polk State College win the first one, 25-19. The second one, 25-12, and they're up 10-4 here in the third. Polk State College eyeing a spot in Sunday's 11 a.m. match against St. Pete College. Miami-Dade would face the winner at 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon for the state championship. Manuela Vargas serving for Polk State College. They lead at 10-4 here in the third set, looking for the three-game sweep, and they get another play up front. This one by Barrel.
That's an overpass and then a kill for Barrel. And again, an overpass off of a good serve by Polk State. And Central Florida couldn't handle the serve earlier, and Hillsborough has not been able to handle the serve of Polk here this afternoon.
7-point advantage.
This evening, I should say.
That one, attack error long. 12-4.
I want to make sure that we thank Matt Ennis and his State College of Florida crew for this tournament, as well as Kelly Warren, who runs the FCSAA. She does a great job with her right-hand woman, Belinda Wheatcroft, who does a lot of work on the Facebook page and the website. Rob Cheney, who helps maintain that website where all the links and stats and all that kind of stuff. So a lot of behind-the-scenes things that go on with the FCSAA that the people don't get the credit that they deserve when it comes to stuff. And Mike, you know how that can be, being behind the scenes, and so I think I guess maybe I should look over at Tyler too. He waved to me. You don't ever get to hear Tyler's voice or see Tyler, but believe me,
we've given him plenty of shout-outs. So.
Yeah, too many probably. Kind of a big ego later. But Tyler's here before everybody, before I'm here setting up and testing the internet and all that kind of stuff. So we appreciate Tyler and everybody else behind the scenes that makes these things go.
How about Garcia finding a spot inside that back line? Nicely done.
Well, right now it's all Polk State, and they're playing like a team that's on a mission to give themselves a shot at a state championship, and they are right now well on their way to a spot at the national tournament in Hutchinson, Kansas.
An answer by Manderson. Lady Hawks down 8. Back to serve, Laura Rojas. Played at Cypress Creek High School in Orlando.
And that's what's really astounding to me watching this match is Hillsborough is a team, they're receiving votes in the national poll. This is a good team.
Right.
And Polk did this to Central Florida earlier, which is another team
And remember, too,
ranked 15th in the country.
even though they lost, Hillsborough did take one from Miami-Dade.
They did. Yes, they did. And they looked good against Miami-Dade.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm telling you, this is a good team. And Polk is just flat out there just making plays, making every play, right? Like, for instance, right there.
Right there,
I'm not
beautiful.
exactly sure how they saved that.
I don't either. That was going to be wide. Another point for the Eagles.
They're going to get a net violation
on
Polk. So they will give a point there. That was I don't want to call it a late call, but it was after the action had sort of ended, and it appeared as though Polk State had the point.
That's a big break for the Lady Hawks. They trail by 8, 15-7. Manderson with a serve. And I believe another net violation, but this time on the other side. 16-7, the Eagles get the point. Aurora Alderman will sub in. Go back to serve as Vero Nimkova checks out.
Alderman, another talented player from behind that service line.
And another player from Orlando. She went to University High School. Bassetti able to get it across. And a kill for Benke.
Well, Benke's been able to find some holes in that defense. She's done a really nice job this set. That's her 4th kill, I believe, in this set, is it not, Mike?
That is correct. 16-8. That one in for the service ace. Boy, it was close, but that was big because you think back, I don't know how many times they've been able to string consecutive points.
It has not been often. It has not been often. And right now they need 4 or 5.
Nelly Diaz-Verdejo with that serve.
That's tough to do against Polk. HCC needs it right now, and there is a block, and they'll give a double block there, but I believe Annalise Fitzy was the one that got her arm on that one.
I think so too. Number 4 there in black. 17-9. And guess who to serve?
That's a spot. Hillsborough, they either need a service error or turn this one over quickly, get a side out on this one. Katia Garcia. And right there you have a pass that comes right over, and they're automatically on offense.
Fitzy slides over for a kill to make it 19-9, a double-digit lead.
So not only do you have to get your arms on it and handle the serve, you also have to try to direct it and get it to your setter. So when you can have a server like this, you're okay with the service errors because of what she's going to bring in terms of disrupting the other team.
Massetti splits the, well, let's see.
See what they called. Okay.
I think they're going to give it, Bassetti with a kill. And that will give them the double-digit lead, 19-9. Sophomore from Mexico. Katia Garcia with a service ace.
That's just so nasty. There's not much you can do with that.
And now Polk State College just 5 points away from clinching that 3rd and final spot in the national tournament, but also keeping their hopes alive for a state championship.
They've been so good in every facet of the game, and I think if you even talk to Coach Gary Larkin, he would just say, listen, we were outplayed today. There's not much else you can say. Sometimes you, as much as you want to try to say, well, if we'd have done this and we'd have done that, maybe we'd have had. Sometimes the other team just has to get the credit for the way that they played. And today, the 2 matches that Polk has been able to put together have just been 2 phenomenal displays of volleyball.
Salmon with the block to make it 20-10. This year's tournament, and that last year it was single elimination to win state. This year it's double elimination.
Yeah, it gives an opportunity. There's an illegal contact. It gives an opportunity for a team like Polk coming out of the loser's bracket. Polk was knocked out actually in the first round last year and then fought their way through to win the loser's bracket to advance on to the national tournament where they finished third. But it gives a team like that maybe they get a tough draw of Miami-Dade early or something like that. And it gives them an opportunity to come back and maybe get a rematch or have a chance to win the state tournament. So I think that was, I don't know if the coaches would all agree. I think that it is maybe a good change. The softball and baseball tournaments are double elimination. Basketball is just a single elimination in the FCSAA.
Bassetti with another kill. She extends it back to a double-digit lead. 21-11 Polk State College trying to wrap things up here in the third set, up 2-0. Garcia with a dig. Now set up for Bassetti. A little long there. Point for the Lady Hawks.
Well, again, we'll see if they can string something together. It's just been so difficult to gain any sort of traction on Polk State.
There's Caroline Benke. A kill. We haven't called her name yet, but Black Wu, freshman from China. She'll get her kill and take her exit.
I wonder if, and I guess I should have found this out before the match, I wonder if she's related to Phoebe Wu. That's probably a name that Tyler would remember. She played for Polk for the last 2 years, Phoebe Wu, and what a player. Unbelievable how good she was. And I wonder if there's the last name spelled the same way, so I'm wondering if maybe it's a relation. I'm not sure. I might have to find that out. And both from China, so possibility of that. I'll tell you what, if she's half as good as Phoebe Wu was, they've got a player on their hands for next year, that's for sure.
Barrel wide on that attempt. Freshman out of Apopka. 23-13. Lady Hawks still in it for the moment.
Down official is discussing something over there at the table.
They're adjusting the score on the scoreboard.
Yeah, for some reason on that scoreboard panel over there, it's happened more than a handful of times, is I think if you hit the wrong button, it puts 2 points up on the board. So it might be a basketball control panel that they're trying to use for volleyball, and so it's...
All right, so just to correct myself, I was looking at the scoreboard. It's actually 22-13. They corrected it. They had it at 23-13.
Tyler's saying he had it right the whole way. Well, that's
He's
up for
so far away from me, I can't see his scoreboard.
That's up for dispute because I didn't look over there and see, so I don't know. Okay, he did have it right.
A kill down the line for Manderson.
Looking at the YouTube feed, which is behind, and okay, good job, Tyler.
22-14, that's a couple in a row now for the Lady Hawks.
Nice dig by Benke.
And into the net, and attack error. Boy, those are the ones that hurt the most, those unforced errors.
Yeah, and you just can't afford to do it against a team like Polk. I mean, you can't afford it anyways, but you give away free points to a team that's going to earn enough on their own. They're going to score enough points. You don't have to give them any.
Bassetti with a serve. Nice dig. Bassetti deflected.
Nice play on the back row, falling down, throwing that hand up.
Blocked, though, by Barrel, and now we're at match point for Polk State College. St. Pete College awaits the winner. Polk State 1 point away. Bassetti again. Bassetti with a dig. Keep it alive now for Garcia to finish it. And Polk State College advances to the national tournament. They also will play on Sunday, needing 2 wins to win the state tournament.
Well, congratulations to Hillsborough on a good year. We want to make sure we mention that. They've had a great season. They're receiving votes in the national poll, so a great year. Nothing for them to be ashamed about. Losing to a Polk team right now that, you know, you just can't say enough about how well Polk has played today. And if they carry this over to tomorrow, they're going to give St. Pete an excellent match. And I would encourage you, if you're a fan of volleyball, make sure you tune in tomorrow at 11. There are 3 teams left that are national championship caliber teams in Polk, St. Pete, and Miami-Dade. We're going to have some great volleyball tomorrow.
The final 25-19, 25-12, 25-14. Polk State College improves to 16-7. Lady Hawk season ends at 23-11. Our coverage will pick back up tomorrow morning at 11. It will be Polk State College and St. Pete College, the winner to face unbeaten, number 1 ranked Miami-Dade for the FCSAA State Championship. That's going to do it for our coverage today. Hope you enjoyed it. Now speaking from a broadcast partner, Scott Jamieson. For our producer, Tyler Allen, I'm Mike Rideout. Good night, and God bless.